late night for us East Coasters, man. Like, I know the fight was in Australia, but man, wow, that was a late night. But Vasily Lomachenko becomes, you know what's crazy? He never held the IBF belt, right? That was the last belt that he was trying to get from Teofimo, and then Teofimo beat him. So crazy enough, man, this is Lomachenko's held all the lightweight belts at some point or another, but he stops George Kambosos last night, and in a fight that I felt went the way I initially imagined. I thought Kambosos would be there. He would like, I don't want to say make it rough, but he was in Lomachenko's face a lot of the fight. And then Lomachenko took a look, he took like a round or two to kind of get situated. But after a while, we saw somewhat of a vintage Lomachenko. He was spinning him, he was, pivoting and just, how Loma operates. He'll throw 2-3 combinations, turn. And after a while, it just became a war of attrition. And Kambosos just, he was getting, pretty much beat up, and at a point, Loma just started tagging the body, and then it was pretty much a wrap after that, and Kambosos succumbed. But as far as Loma's overall performance, yeah, it was somewhat of a vintage performance, but there were points in the fight where, he was hit with some stuff, and I don't know if that was more of he felt Kambosos' best shot and he maybe took some more risks. But I think what we need to realize at this stage of the game with Lomachenko is he's still a damn good fighter, okay? Any lightweight that gets in the ring with him, they're going to have a lot of issues, okay? But what I will say is there were points in the fight where he kind of let his guard down, like essentially, and there'd be times where he would turn and he would be just a tad defensively irresponsible. And that's how he got hit with some stuff, But again, Kambosos has never been noted to be this big puncher. He knocked Teofimo down in their fight, but I think that had more to do with Teofimo's lack of preparation, more so than Kambosos being this monster puncher. And, with that all being said, Loma just, again, he's just too much. Too much. Even this version of Lomachenko, who's mid-30s, but is still operating at a high level, So, you got to give it to Lomachenko, man. He's a generational talent. He's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Yet again, holds one of the lightweight championships. He's the IBF champion now. And you're looking at the division now, okay? And it's looking really interesting because at one point, like I had made the video yesterday, people were talking about the lightweight division like it was the hottest division and all these things, but at the same time, it's like if nobody's fighting, you like it's a moot point, right? Well, you're starting to see the puzzle pieces kind of start to come together a bit, okay? We were hearing some stuff as a concern Shakur Stevenson in the fall, okay? Now, for a lot of y'all that don't know, Shakur Stevenson is fighting in July. There's like a triple header. He's fighting your man, I forgot his name, Artem, the dude that fought Frank Martin. Last. That is Shakur Stevenson's last contracted fight with Top Rank, okay? Now, they've not mentioned about re-signing him or anything of that nature, but they have mentioned that they want to match Lomachenko and Shakur Stevenson for the fall. Now, at this stage, that's a unification fight, WBC IBF, okay? You got Navarrete over here. I think that's fighting this week, right? He's fighting for the WBO. And then over at PBC, you got Gervonta Davis, who got elevated to the WBA, and who, mind you, had no problem going on Twitter and doing the whole tweet. I want Loma after Frank Martin, and it's like, all right, okay. my thing with that, man, is like Tank could have fought Loma a long time ago, but whatever. But when you're looking at the landscape, we're kind of back to square one now with the lightweight division. And I think we're kind of a year and a half away potentially from completely unifying the division, which, is always exciting. But when you're looking at the puzzle pieces, now you're starting to see how is this going to get mapped out and who are going to be the last two standing, which could end up being for all the marbles, So where Loma is right now, he had a great performance. He beat, again, a former undisputed champion. And now we got to see how Shakur looks. And if that materializes, we got a big fight in the fall, man. I don't want to give my predictions on the Shakur Loma fight yet, but and then we got Tank and Frank Martin coming up in June, and then again with Navarrete and next week. So the lightweight division, it's looking hot again, but we got to see these dudes fight. But I will say, I think there's more of a probability of these fights materializing more so than back then, where everybody, one guy here, one guy there, one guy here, one guy there. I think there's a high probability we're going to see one of these matchups happen, or one or two. But it's a concerns Lomachenko, man. Vintage performance, all things considered. He's still, for anybody, whether you're Shakur, whether you're Tank, or any of these guys, he's still going to be a tough out. And I'd like to see either one of those fights, to be honest with you. But I guess in the immediate, let's see what happens with Shakur. He's got a pretty good fight in July. And then also, let's see how Bob treats this as a concerned Shakur, because historically what Bob likes to do is he'll throw an offer to you, right? In this case, Shakur is about to be out of Top Rank, but what Top Rank like to do is like they'll offer you a fight, but like the concession is like, hey man, you got to sign like a 3-4 fight deal. Does Shakur do that? Can he afford to be a free agent and shop around, a la like a Terrence Crawford, or who ended up leaving Top Rank, but like it was a difficult task to get that Errol Spence fight, and to credit Errol Spence, he played a big part in that materializing and happening, and him going to the PBC like, yo, we need to do this. Can Shakur do that? That's going to be a difficult task, Shakur's not at the level of a Terrence Crawford namesake wise, but I guess we'll see. I think there's a lot of good fights at lightweight that can materialize, but now you got these champions that are there that would equal for really big fights. They just, they got to make them. But other than that, man, this week, again, undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. That's going to be a 5 o'clocker, man. Because let me tell you, last night, again, for a lot of y'all have been following me for like from the very beginning. You guys know, like, I ain't no spring chicken, okay? So for me to stay up till almost like 1:30 in the morning for a fight, it's hard, yo. It is really hard. So like I was struggling. I watched it, but I was struggling. Beyond that, this weekend I'll be looking forward to that. The Navarrete fight, I'll be looking forward to that. I'll comment on it. But yeah, man, what did y'all think of Vasily Lomachenko? And what do you think of a fight with him and Shakur Stevenson in the fall, man? Wow, that would be lots of science going on in there, man. That's gonna be a. Well, I mean, I'm trying to think what kind of science class, but I mean that's like science 101 right there. But we'll see, man. We'll see. In any case, like I said, I'm back, man. I'm gonna be making more videos. So, check the crew. Guard Your Grill, Instagram. We haven't really tapping into the YouTube page, but Shot the Train, he's on the Instagram. We do some live shows on there too, but I'm here as well. So appreciate y'all sticking with me, even though I haven't made videos in a while. But I'm back. So let me know, man. What'd you think of Loma? What do you think of Loma and Shakur? What do you think of Loma and Tank? What would that look like right now? So, in any case, enjoy you guys Sunday for y'all. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. So, I am out. Peace.